talking about a topic that I know affects many people, which is back pain. In my classes this month, I'm all about how to relieve or get rid of back pain altogether. So I have had my share of back issues. I've been to physical therapy for them, and I think I have learned a little bit from my own experience about back pain issues and how we can help ourselves both prevent back pain as well as completely or relieve it or completely get rid of it, ideally. So if you have any questions, as always, just leave them in the comments and I will try and answer them as I go along. So as you see, I'm in a new setup. I hope that it is that you guys are hearing me and seeing me okay. If not, please let me know as well in the comments. So a statistic I recently found is that 80% of Americans, because that's the data that I had, suffer from some form of back pain at some time in their life. And I was surprised that it was that high. I mean, I knew back pain affects a lot of people, but I was surprised to see that it's 80% of people suffer from back pain at some time in their life. So of course we want to prevent ourselves from getting into this situation. So apart from injuries and chronic illnesses and things like osteoarthritis or disc issues like herniated discs, back issues have a lot to do with our lifestyle, our posture, the muscles of our core or our back being tight or weak. So as I said, apart from those major illnesses or injuries, there's a lot that we can actually do for ourselves to prevent us from getting back pain or to help us manage it or relieve it once we have gotten it. So two key things I just mentioned is to make sure that our core and our back muscles are super strong to hold up our spines, to support our spines, especially the lower back, our lumbar spine, which takes a lot of pressure and a lot of stress from our day-to-day life. So we want to make sure we keep that area as strong as we possibly can. Our core, especially our lower abs, that's one of the things my physical therapist was talking to me about pretty much every week I went, which is pulling in our bellies, engaging our abs, especially the lower abs, as much as we possibly can. The second thing is to keep our muscles flexible and to have as much of a range of motion as we can possibly have. So we want to be doing, as always with yoga, gentle, controlled movements to keep our cores strong and flexible. So I'm going to show you a few now that you can do to help to manage your back pain if you have it, because it is very unpleasant, which can also affect all kind of other parts of your bodies. I actually had symptoms in my feet, not in my back. I didn't actually ever have back pain, but I was having a disc issue in my lower back, which was radiating down into my foot. So if you have questions about that, please feel free to let me know. So before I start to demonstrate, let me just see if there are any questions. Not seeing any yet. So I'm going to show you some postures that you can do to help to manage your back pain. So the first thing is we want to be thinking about our core, which is the front body, the back body. So that is the whole area that is supporting our spine. So if it's okay for you to get onto hands and knees, I'm going to show you one that is pretty intense, but you can do it in a number of different ways. So you want to be coming into our tabletop position, which is hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And you want to already be pressing down into the floor with the arms and starting to engage your core. So pulling the belly in. So we're already engaging our core here. So from here, you're going to stretch the right leg out and lift it off the floor. So this pose actually works a lot of different parts of the body, but we're going to focus on the core. So from here, if you're okay here, you're going to stretch out the opposite arm, pull the belly in, and this works all the muscles of our core. So our upper back, middle back, lower back, front back. So I really love this one. You can just stay here for 5 breaths, or you can move with it, inhaling, reaching out long, exhale, bringing the elbow and the knee together. So you can do this 5 times, 10 times. If it doesn't hurt, if it doesn't feel good, just don't do it. I'm just going to do 4 just to show you. So you can always stay here and then come down, and we're going to change sides. So to be balanced, we're going to stretch out the left leg, lift it off the floor. See if you can keep the hip down and not turn the hip up. So we want the hip down. You can stay here, engage the core, reach the right arm out in front of you. You can stay here 5 breaths, or inhale, reach and lengthen, exhale, elbow to knee. So this really works all of those muscles. You really want to crunch in, bringing the elbow as close as you can to the knee. Doesn't have to be the whole way. And reach, reach, reach. Come down. And that is a really great one for strengthening our whole core area. So if that doesn't work for you and you can't go on all 4 so easily, I'm going to show you another one which you can do lying down, which is also great for our cores. So you just want to come onto your back and have the hands down by your side, but knees bent, feet parallel. So again, you want to think about pulling in the lower abs, the transverse abdominis. So pulling the belly button into the spine. We're here. So there are again various options for this pose, but I'm going to show the easiest one, most accessible, which is simply to engage the core and lift the knee so that it's right over your hip and down. So engage the core, lift the knee, engage, slowly lower. So we're just lifting and lowering, keeping our lower abs pulled in as much as possible, and you'll definitely feel something going on in the lower abs. You can do 10 times each side. It should be accessible to most people. Another variation is to have the knees lifted, again, right over the hips, and you can pull the belly in and just tap the toe. So tap down and up and down and up. So just keep going, pulling the belly in. You'll definitely feel some ab work happening. This is all to strengthen the core. Again, maybe 10 times each side. And then bring it down and lower. So those were 2 exercises, or not strictly yoga per se, but they will definitely help to strengthen that whole core area here. So I'm going to show you now some gentle stretches that we do in pretty much every yoga class to help to release any tension, to keep our spines flexible, and hopefully pain-free. So we want to be sitting in a cross-legged position. You can be like this, or you can actually have your feet out in front of you like this. Doesn't really matter, but you want to be sitting up tall. If you want to sit on a blanket, that's fine too. So we're going to be sitting up nice and tall. Imagine somebody's pulling you up. There's a string at the top of your head and you're being pulled up. You want to always be thinking about lengthening and creating space between the vertebrae, because we're fighting against gravity. All right, so from here, bring inhale, reaching all the way up, nice and tall. Pull the belly in and just exhale over to one side. Keep the hips into the floor, stretching the arms. Inhaling up, exhaling to the side. So we're stretching the side body, stretching the spine laterally, and just moving with your breath, side to side. I like this one because we don't often stretch side to side. You can do maybe 2 or 3 each side. This is something good to do in the morning. Pulling the belly in, lengthening the spine. And then coming back to center, bringing the hands down. So the spine can actually move in 6 different directions. As those of you So the other two are twisting. So we're going to inhale up. And you're just going to turn the torso and twist to one side. Just gently twisting from the base of the spine. And we're going to keep moving with it. So inhaling the arms up. Other side. So moving slowly, mindfully. Inhaling up. Exhale, twist. So it should feel good. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Again, 3-4 times each side should be enough, but the more you move, the better it is. All right, and then the last one is seated cat-cow, which you could do on hands and knees also, but you can certainly do it sitting down. I'm going to show you sideways so you can see my back. One caution here is if you do have lower disc issues, you might want to be careful about rounding the spine. Most of the time, rounding may not be so good. But if you're okay and you're just doing it for preventative maintenance, you should be okay. So I'm going to just turn sideways so you can see me. Again, you want to be sitting up nice and tall, lengthening up nice straight back. And then you inhale, lift the chest, looking up, arching up. Exhale, bringing the chin to the chest and just letting the spine round, letting the head drop to the chest. So inhale, arching up. Exhale, pulling the belly in, letting the spine round. Just moving with your breath again. Inhaling up. Exhaling round. Inhaling up. Exhaling round. And again, moving a few times will certainly help to keep your spine nice and flexible. So that's what I wanted to share today. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments.